Back for another edition of the Preps Plus Insiders. I'm Mike Finnerty, the Sure West Sports Show, joined by Joe Davidson, the Sacramento Bee, and we are here from the ESPN 1320 studios where we do our weekly radio show every Saturday morning from 9 to 10, by the way. And Joe, we're here to talk some high school football. It's playoff time. We checked out round one last week. We got round two coming up. Let's look ahead to round one. We're going to start in Division I. I would think that the premier game this week has Granite Bay at Oak Ridge. This is going to be a battle.
Oh, terrific matchup. You've got Granite Bay trying to win its third consecutive section championship. Just won its 11th consecutive playoff game. Shorthanded. No Mark Ellis, the receiver. No Tony Ellis in the flyback. But, man, Skip Albano, the coach, has them playing hard. Josh Neal has been terrific at quarterback. He can throw. He can make all the throws. And we saw him as a sophomore come in off the bench to play against Oak Ridge in the playoffs, and he won that game. He's got Dylan Keeney to throw to. He's got a lot of weapons, and it's a great culture of success there. And, oh, by the way, look out, Oak Ridge. And then now Oak Ridge, you size them up a little bit, Mike. That's a complete balanced team as well.
You do. You got offense with Ian Book, sophomore quarterback. He doesn't play like a sophomore. Great backfield with Josh Wellman, Andrew Lukowski, receivers, Justin Priest. Defense led by Thomas Malman, amongst many. I think this is going to be a heck of a game. It can go either way. It's one of those games we talked about on the radio show. It could be low scoring, could be high scoring. Either team could win it. I know that's on the fence a bit, but it's really the truth.
It really is. And I think Ian Book's the key. And he has been so impressive against so many teams that we've seen him the second half against Jesuit, the whole game against Grant. Just a sharp player. And Justin Priest and Jacob Seitz are two big targets. And then maybe the X factor is Trent Bensley. And he's a tight end. He'll catch touchdowns over the middle. He's a good blocker. He's a 4.5 GPA guy, showing off compared to me and you. I think combined we were 4.5. And he plays some pretty good defense. So terrific matchup there. Toss-up game up in El Dorado Hills. All right, let's get to another game in Division I. You got Franklin. We know the Wildcats under Coach Mike Johnson will compete. They are a terrific program. They've got speed. They got toughness. They got ferocity with Joey Banks. He can score on the ground. He will score off of fumble recoveries. Lamar Jackson, we've seen him. He's an impressive sophomore quarterback. So they will compete. Will it be enough to take on the juggernaut known as the Folsom Bulldogs?
Well, I think you and I both know that it's going to be tough. Jake Browning with Folsom is the best player in this region, and they're going to light up the scoreboard. They do it every week, and I think for Franklin, you just have to get that rare turnover in the red zone or maybe an oddball pick. You have to play great defense. It's just going to be a lot for Franklin to overcome.
Yeah, and the offensive line for Folsom has given Jake Browning all the time in the world. And Jake Browning always says it's the line. It's the skill players. And Jake has 62 touchdown passes for the season. Now, for his career, some programs don't even have that over 5 years. And he should shatter the state record, which is 64. And that's within grasp. He doesn't talk about records. He doesn't really care. The defense has been the unsung unit with Eddie Flores at linebacker. Lucas Hendricks, we saw him earlier this season knocking passes down as a defensive end. It's a terrific juggernaut team here. Franklin's motto is shock the world. Now, I don't know if anybody in Great Britain or Soviet Union or even in New Hampshire would even recognize a Franklin win, but the section, it would be a shocker in the section if Folsom were to lose in these section playoffs. All right, let's jump over to Division II. Yep. Top seed, Del Oro, has played like it most of the season, unbeaten in the section. Nice big win over River Valley of Yuba City, 63-9. Del Oro is not fancy. It will go over and over with its main bread and butter running back and Dylan Cainrath. But Whitney is a dark horse threat.
Yeah, and you know what Whitney's going to need? They're going to need Drew Romo to play well, their quarterback. He's a guy that he's going to have to put some points up on the board against his Del Oro defense. They're not going to outrun them. You know, you can't match run game versus run game of Del Oro. So Drew Romo, I think, is going to have 2 or 3 touchdown passes. And they're going to have to, like Franklin against Folsom, they're going to have to get some key turnovers. Again, Del Oro should win this.
Yes, and then Mike Jimenez, a championship coach. He's won a section championship with Whitney. He's a man of superstition. They'll always have their shorts on. It could be sideways wind and rain. And they have a motto, why not us? And if Del Oro falls here, it will be a big-time statement for the why not us gang here. All right, Yuba City going to Del Paso Heights. And Grant is always a great football atmosphere. You got the drum line. I mean, you just got to have that there. When I get to a Grant game and I don't hear the drum line, I get grouchy. It's like, where's the drum line? They're warming up. They even warm up. Grant has the big offensive line, and the Pacers will run with power. DeAndre Whittington-Grays is such a bull, and he's also a very good linebacker. He had 18 tackles in the playoff opening win over Downey. I see Grant winning in a good game against Yuba City. Let's go down to the bottom part of the bracket, Mike. What do you think about Elk Grove and Burbank? They may not throw the ball very much. That game may get over at 8:30, but that's power run versus speed run.
Well, if you like the running game, you'll like it in this game. Again, as you mentioned, the power running game with Elk Grove. Wadis Parker is the man there. They got a great defense. Noah Latuina-Sanoa, Bawan Canada, just to name a few. You can't forget Tommy Arnold again on the offensive side. He does play both ways for Elk Grove. He's a quarterback and a linebacker. Burbank, as you mentioned, Ernest Jenkins, their quarterback, speed. Likes to get it to Calvin Green as speed receiver.
And Ernest Jenkins is a triple option guy, so he will take the ball and keep.
Yes,
and he had 2 long touchdown runs against Grant where he's just a jet downfield, and Grant's got speed. So
they're probably watching him right now as we're talking.
Exactly. And so there's the real factor there. And then Nalu Tapa is the unblockable brute on the defensive line for Burbank. Elk Grove's got to contend with him, otherwise he will buckle their line. Nalu Tapa destroys everybody last year and this year. So there you go.
As always, everyone, be sure to check out the Sugar West Sports Show every Tuesday at 4:30 on Comcast Sportsnet California. It re-airs on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And, we're here at this radio station for ESPN 1320 because we do a little what?
A little radio action every Saturday live from 9 to 10 a.m. We got perfect faces for radio. We're a little bleary in the morning, but we spew it pretty good. And linked later on ESPN1320.net, but live from 9 to 10 a.m.
All right, another Preps Plus Insiders edition in the books. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.